Chef Jim is here. We love it when he's here. And we are making a meal that'll make Mama proud. At least I think it will. Jim, right?
It absolutely is going to. So let's talk about what we've got here. We're going to make a veal and mushroom meatloaf. So here in the bowl, I've got a little bit of ground beef, a little bit of ground veal. Of course, if you go to Fox 2 Detroit, you're going to see all the recipes always posted on there. All the chefs that come and display their wares here on your channel have a great library of recipes, so it's always a great resource to check out. But let's talk about the meatloaf. So go to your butcher. You can get the different ground meats. I actually had him dice up a little bit of meat as well. So not only is it all ground, but a little bit also is diced, so to give it a little bit nicer texture. I'm going to start with a couple eggs here. Good ratio whenever you're making a meatloaf, 1 egg for every pound of meat. So I've got 2 pounds of meat. I'm going to go ahead and use 2 eggs. And here's the real trick to making a good meatloaf here for all of you paying attention at home. A little bit of egg, a little bit of cream or milk, and then you need breadcrumb. And when I say breadcrumb, I mean fresh breadcrumbs. I have a little sample here. This is just some regular white bread I bought at the store. I cut the crust off. I put it in my food processor. So I have nice, fresh, white breadcrumbs. You add dry breadcrumbs to this, you know what kind of meatloaf you get? You get a nice dry meatloaf. That's not what we're looking for. So this is called a panada. This is going to be a binding agent. I hear you laughing there, Derek. You've had some dry meatloaf in your day, I'm guessing. So we're going to change all that today.
Yes, sir, I've made some.
Well, now you know how to make it the right way. And then this is just a beautiful combination here of roasted mushrooms that I sauteed with lots of herbs. So all this gets gently folded together. If you had a little KitchenAid mixer, it would be ideal to go ahead and bind this on your mixer, but most of us don't necessarily have that option. So just a nice folding mixture. We're going to go ahead and make our meatloaf here. So then you got lots of options. Once you get this beautiful mixture made, I recommend that you take a little bit, put it on a plate, microwave it to cook it, because you need to adjust the amount of salt and pepper. You don't want to go through, make your meatloaf, and then realize, oh, it needs a little bit more seasoning. So now's the time. Take a little bit, you cook it, you season it, a little more salt, a little more pepper until it's perfect. So once this mixture's right, then what I did is I just took it, I put it in some baking paper and some aluminum foil. I rolled it into a cylinder, and then I bake it just on a cookie sheet. And then when it comes out, I unwrap it, and I can do all sorts of different things. So for our entree here, I can slice it. This is great because I make it a day ahead of time. You make this a day ahead of time, and then when you want to make dinner for the kids and for the family, all I did was slice it, and I put it in a little frying pan. I can brown it off. I've got some mashed potatoes, some beautiful vegetables here, as you can see. These are some yellow carrots with some roasted Jerusalem artichokes, candy red beets, just absolutely divine with their sweet flavor, roasted a little bit of olive oil and garlic. Here's fun little things, too. When you cut the meatloaf like this, you can make a little turkey meatloaf or veal meatloaf cupcakes. If you want a little bit of mashed potato, something for the kids for dinner, get them involved, get them engaged. But the mystify of cooking, it's very difficult. We try to do these little segments in 3 to 4 minutes and teach you how to cook. The real way to learn is take a good cooking class. We're offering virtual cooking classes now at Andiamo, so you can follow along with us through a Zoom meeting. I do all the ingredients for you. Derek, as you know, when you cook at home, isn't that the hard part, right? You got to dice, slice, chop, measure, and plus you have to go to the grocery store. Let me take care of all that for you. Check me out, AndiamoItalia.com. My virtual cooking classes that are coming up, and we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Chef, you're so right, and it's the timing. You got to try to get the timing right for everything to line up. Otherwise, the carrots are cold and the meatloaf is hot. Hey, how excited are you guys for opening up to about 50%? That's coming up later this week.
We got really excited when we heard that we were opening to 50% capacity, but with it still being capped at 100 people maximum in your building, I think it was a little bit of a tease and a big disappointment for us. So with that being said, we're looking at Easter, how we're going to handle the Easter holiday. So I know that I'll be doing packages to go. I'm not going to be able to accommodate everybody in the restaurants with this limited capacity. So we're going to try to provide, pick up meals to go where you can just heat and serve at home. So check us out, AndiamoItalia.com. Everything that I've got going on, I'm going to take care of my guests. We've been together for 35 years here in Metro Detroit. We're not going to miss another holiday. So stay safe, and we'll welcome you back to our dining rooms as quickly as we can.
All right, Chef, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We were really, of course, sad to hear about the Dearborn location. It was one of my favorites. I lived in Dearborn for a long time. But we're always going to be fans of Andiamo here in Metro Detroit. Thanks for your time today, Chef.
Hey, we appreciate it. We've got 5 new openings coming down the pipeline, so we're definitely in a position where we're growing and we're strengthening through attrition.
All right. Chef Jim from Andiamo, thank you very much. We're going to put that recipe on our website, fox2detroit.com. Dina, Lee, what do you guys think?
The virtual cooking class, and Chef Jim is going to prep the food for us, so that's super fun. And I will say, guys, as far as takeout goes, Andiamo, I've done it many times, and I don't know if it's something about the pasta and the food that you're picking up, but it travels so well and it tastes so good even when you're bringing it in, you know, in a bag into your house and preparing it for your family. They do a great job.
And as the weather's changing, it's the perfect time to order something from a local restaurant and maybe even sit outside on your if you have an opportunity to sit at a park or out on your back deck or anything. That's what I did when it was really nice yesterday. So good.
That's true, Lee. We're almost, well, Derek says we're done with winter. It felt winter. This morning I didn't know what coat to wear, Derek.
A little chilly.
I was like, Derek says done with winter.
Yeah.
It's freezing out here. I don't know what to do.
We will discuss that more in the 10 o'clock hour. I have things to say.
The coat dilemma. Hashtag deny. We're going